So our next guest that we have is a very special woman, Yliana Iruegas. ¿Es correcto?
Hi, my name is Yliana.
Yliana.
Yes.
Yliana. And Yliana is the founder of 3325 Bakery House and franchisor of Arbor Spot. Is correct?
Arbor Spot.
Arbor Spot, a social development SME. So we look forward to your presentation on about a woman opens a social development SME in Mexico.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here with you, sharing with you my experience.
Bienvenidos.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about a little bit about what being a woman in Mexico, especially my age, how difficult it is for us to be recognized as innovators or as how could I say it? Many people have said that I have been disruptive, and many times they don't like women to be disruptive. But I have to tell you that I think that's one of our best assets. So I'm going to tell you about how I did it and how many people have been surprised through these 6 years of very, very, very hard work. I used to work in one of the most important universities in Mexico, in one of the most important high schools with Arturo, our last speaker. We founded Prepatec Cumbres, one of the most beautiful high schools in Mexico. I had been teaching there for more than 20 years, and I discovered that in Mexico, when you're 65, you're allowed to retire after 65 when you're 65 years old. And I said, well, I'm 43. What am I going to do? I've been a director for more than 17 years. I have done many things. I have already published books, many projects, important projects. So what next? Arturo's question, no? And I said, okay, I like baking. I like everything that has to do with food. I love it. So I started studying as a baker and as a pastry chef at night. And it took me 2 years to graduate as a baker and as a pastry chef. And one day in 2014, my high school generation, there was a reunion with my high school generation, and my best friend came from Mexico City. She's an architect, and she said, you know what, Yliana, I would like to take over my family's business. Her family produces coffee. Her father was a very important man in coffee in Mexico. And she said, I want to start working with coffee and with the communities. And I said, well, that's beautiful, because that's a great project. You get the opportunity to work with communities to help them produce the coffee. And the question is, how are we going to move the coffee from the communities to the rest of the world? And she said, okay, that's one of the best questions that I have ever heard. So let me think about it. And we were enjoying the meeting. And I said, you know what if you design a coffee truck? In that way, we can move the coffee truck from one place to another, and the coffee from the producers can be more accessible for people. And she said, oh, that's a great idea. That was in 2014. I was still a director at the high school, a language director. I studied literature. So in February, Rosie, my friend, she called me and she said, guess what? I already created your coffee truck. It's on its way to Monterrey. So let me show you my coffee truck, the one that she designed for me. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Let me see.
Oh, I love your logo.
Thank you. Arbore means tree in Portuguese. Here it goes. Where's the?
I saw it. It was
I saw
there.
it.
I saw the green truck.
Yeah. Let me see.
Like it's
Here.
It's a very fast truck.
It's a coffee truck. I don't know if you can get to see it. Okay, that's my coffee truck. And here's the tech where I used to work. We usually have it there. And here's another university. So you can close it up and you can open it and you can take it anywhere. That's it. And it doesn't contaminate. It has its own energy source. So we only use biodegradable implements. And then we recreated another coffee truck.
Fantastic.
So this is a coffee truck. Okay, so she sent it to me, and I had my another now what moment, because I didn't know how to make coffee. I had to learn how to become a barista. And then I said, well, how are we going to use all of our expertise and knowledge to help others? So we sat together and I said, we have to create a project that has to have a strong social development basis, because it's the only way we're going to help Mexico become a great country. Mm. In 1984, from 1984 to 1986, Mexico was the 4th place in the world with the best coffee in the world. One of the best countries to produce coffee. Then something happened that we stopped being one of the most important countries that produce coffee. So Mexican coffee is in crisis. The coffee in Mexico is in crisis because people don't pay what they should pay for a pound of coffee. They pay less. But when they buy it at a coffee shop, they pay 300 times more to the coffee shop than to the producers.
Wow.
So what we said was, we have to change that. What are we going to do? That was a great question. The what moment? What moment that we had to think of. Okay, so here is the model. We went to a cooperative, a group of families that produce coffee. But this group of people, there are 152 families, and it is mostly run by women. Women are the ones who produce the coffee. It's called agroecological coffee. That means that they don't use any chemicals. Their first need is to keep the cooperative fed and nourished. So they use bananas, they use tomatoes, or different plants to, they plant them around the coffee in order to keep plagues away, or in order to make the soil more nutritious. So we made a pact with this cooperative, and we said, okay, at what price would you like us to buy your coffee? And they gave us a price. The pound of coffee should be bought at this price. And we said, oh, okay. In exchange, we want organic coffee, certified, and it is going to be called Femme Café because it's produced by 152 women. So we worked with the cooperatives in order for them to learn how to produce some of the best coffee in Mexico, because 90% of the best coffee in Mexico doesn't stay in Mexico. It is bought by Europeans. So Mexicans have never tasted the best coffee in Mexico. So we wanted to change that. the best coffee stays in Mexico.
Nice.
So we buy the coffee to Vidace, and it's called Fem Café. Rosie, my friend, she invites the best roasters or the best tasters in Mexico, so that they can give the coffee the best profile, so that when we taste it, we taste the best of the coffees in Mexico. And she roasts the coffee in Mexico City, and she sells 30% of that coffee by the pound or by the kilo, and the rest of the coffee that she roasts goes directly to our coffee trucks. Okay? And here in Monterrey, I have my coffee truck, and I have 3325 bakery house. That's my bakery house. And I produce the pastries that go together with the coffee. So it's a perfect match.
Amazing.
And we also work with the Mexican Academy of Cocoa. So they prepare for us a special blend of cocoa so that we can use it in the coffee trucks. Our commitment to the cooperative is that we sell 1 ton of coffee per year in the coffee truck. If we sell more, the people in the cooperative, they receive all of that money. But if we sell more by selling it by the pound, they still receive all that money in the cooperative. So it's a win-win situation, but the ones who receive the most are the people in the cooperative. In this way, we give the families, we help them have health, they save money so that they can invest it in education and health, because most of them don't have proper hospitals because they are in the highest parts of the mountains in Mexico. And sometimes women, they don't have rights, or they don't have access to education, or they don't have access, or they don't even have their papers, their paperwork, because they live so high in the mountains that they stay there and they don't come down to the cities. So what we do is to empower them. We teach them the best techniques, and we offer education for them, and they work on their coffee grounds, or their coffee, it's called hectares, their hectares with their coffee bushes. And in this way, they teach the young ones how to do this, and the young ones want to stay because it's a good way of living. It's dignified. It gives them a good life quality of life, no? And what happens is that we pay them 330% over New York's how do you call it? Wall Street.
Oh, sorry.
Wall Street sets the price worldwide of how much we should pay the producers. So we pay over 330% over the price that the Wall Street sets, no? And that means that we pay the producer 8 times more than what they used to pay per cup of coffee. And we have short value chains. That means that the coffee is cheaper, but the quality is the best quality. We help 1,100 families from Veracruz, and we offer, with my coffee truck, offers at least five direct employments for 5 different people, at least. And there are more employment there are more bridges with other because we follow a collaborative economy. We work with many people, so we offer jobs or opportunities to many other people, and we make a bridge for people who work in the country and the people who work in the cities. We become a bridge, and we create a better culture of coffee. So in the end, this is what we're trying to do. It was so difficult at the beginning because people didn't believe that we could do this. And it's been 6 years, and now it is already called an enterprise, a small business, but it's already, we already have our web pages and digital marketing, and we have already won different prizes because of the project and the model of business, so business model. So this is a little bit of what we have been doing these last 6 years, and what people said that it wasn't possible to do. So
wow, unbelievable. Thank you so much. Excellent presentation. And I mean, from a social enterprise perspective, where you are running a small, medium enterprise while also giving back and cultivating local community, it's phenomenal. So it's, I have questions for you, but let me know when you are ready to take them.
I'm ready, because I like people to ask me. It's better than if I just talk about my experiences. Ask me.
Well, there was so many questions. So in terms of your decision to take the baking course, and then you made this circle out to coffee trucks, and then you came back to the croissant.
Yeah.
And did you have moments when you were running? Did you ever actually drive the coffee truck? Did you?
Always. It's an Italian ape motorcycle.
Fantastic. Did you ever think that maybe baking would not come back into the picture, or did you always know that 2 years that you spent training, it was going to come in? I'm just curious about your vision in the early days.
I always knew that at different restaurants, I have traveled around the world. I have lived in every country, almost every country, with my students. And we always noticed that in some countries, pastries were very important, but the coffee was terrible. Or sometimes the coffee was very good and pastries were very bad. So we always complained about that, because in Mexico, we have a very strong tradition of Mexican conchas and the chocolate and the coffee break. It's a very important moment for us. I always knew that they had to go together. So all of the pastries that I design, they are my grandmother's recipes, or they use local ingredients, but I have to design them in such a way that they match with the flavor of the coffee, or that they contrast and they create an experience. I knew that they had to be together.
Fantastic.
I have to say, just girl power. And I'm so curious. You said 6 years ago, this was an idea that nobody thought could come to fruition, and now you're here. And I'm wondering, what advice do you wish you had 6 years ago, recognizing that some of our audience might be that 6 years ago you? What's something that you wish you knew then?
I wish I knew financing, or a healthier way, or how to. This is something very important, and I want to tell everyone. Don't ask for money when you create your business. Start selling. And if the product sells, that's the money that you're going to use in order to grow. Don't ask for money, because when you ask for money, you go into debt. In Mexico, only 19% of women own a business. And the banks and other and people don't give them money because they don't trust women, because they have families. And that's wrong. So women have to go into debt using their credit cards to support their own businesses. The advice that I am going to give you is, if your product sells by itself without asking for investments, without asking for money, then you've got the product. Don't go into debt. Not at the beginning. Go into debt once your product has already been tested.
And some of us know that the global research on women taking loans are women pay back 99 to 100%.
Yes, and that's right. That's true.
Yes.
Women are very responsible.
Very responsible around the world.
Amen.
When I think about some of our, young girls and young women who are thinking about starting out, there's definitely, the midlife career change that you've spoken about and how hard that was. And I think that, I applaud your courage to hang in there and keep asking that now what question. You're such a beautiful example of tenacity and focus.
Yes.
and community mindedness. So I really want to celebrate that. And I know that in my experience working with, many young students in terms of their ideas, they have ideas that are so often about community, about connection. And I'm to sort of build on the question that Erin had asked, what advice might you have for a young girl who is starting out and thinking, oh, what are the possibilities for me?
My advice is, do whatever you want to do. If you love what you're doing, do it, but do it. And people are going to say no, and people are going to put obstacles, and many people are going to try that you don't succeed. Don't worry. Just do what you have to do and do it very well. And keep on learning and applying all that knowledge into your business. Never listen to anyone except for yourself. What you feel, if you feel that you like doing it, find a way. There's always a way.
And do you see that in the young girls who are in the communities where the cooperative is, and you said that they're learning about the coffee process, the planting, the cultivation. So are you seeing, what transformation are you seeing at the community level that may then inspire their innovation and their invention as they grow?
I'm going to tell you, right now, there are 4 generations who have already been working with this project. UCLA helped them create all the agroecological model, no? Mm-hmm. Well, the second generation, the daughters of the first generation, they are biochemical engineers, they are lawyers, they have masters, and some of them, they have PhDs. They are so well prepared. You have no idea what I found there. I thought that I was like the one who was better prepared. And when I arrived to the community, I went there to see how I could help them. Well, it was the other way around. They taught me so much. I have learned so much these past 6 years. And I recommend you to be humble. You have to be very humble always, and to be open to learn from others, because sometimes the other person has everything and you're there to learn, not to impose your thoughts. They have gone from here to here. And the mothers, the first generation, they studied law because they were very angry because they were not being paid in the correct way, and there were these big companies taking away their products, and it wasn't fair. So they studied law, and now they are the ones who decide who they want to buy, who they want to sell their product to, and at what price. So it's a beautiful project. Beautiful.
You talked about better culture of coffee, and it sounds to me like you're cultivating a better culture, period.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
I mean, thank you for being a role model and like just a firehouse female to boot. I think that there's so much that so many folks can learn from you, including myself. And I have to say that that reminder about humility and curiosity is, I think, a really important note and an important takeaway for me. I think that the folks who work with you are so fortunate to have you to learn from and to aspire to fill your shoes, because you're doing awesome, thoughtful work that's clearly making a massive difference. I'm just curious because unfortunately we're out of time, and I'm not sure if I see our next participant. So,
Erin, I think until Arturo beams himself back in, we can keep talking.
hooray!
And it's Arturo, so
The girl party.
Exactly.
Talk about it. That might make him show up quicker.
I made so many mistakes. So many mistakes. You have no idea of all the mistakes I made. Some of them were terrible. and I had to learn who to work with, or the kind of person that I wanted for the business, because in Mexico there are no women baristas, very few women baristas. So we opened the first chapter in Mexico of the International Women's Coffee Alliance. So we opened it 3 years ago, and we made the first women barista contest in Mexico.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Well, and research really shows that that the importance of exposure to innovation and invention, it's often very low for marginalized and vulnerable communities, and particularly children. And I think the opportunity for children who wouldn't normally be exposed to this kind of innovation, this is a wonderful practice for them to also to be part of the forward innovation economy that is evolving around the world. And I'm curious, from as these young women, these innovators in the community where you're working, are you seeking to, how are you sharing their work with other young women in other communities to be inspired so they can also be part of the forward-looking innovation economy that we're all living into?
We have worked with many of the students of the Tech. We work with the International Coffee Alliance, Women's Coffee Alliance, and we have given workshops, and every single year we offer 2 or 3 workshops or lectures for people to know about the projects, or the ethics of when buying the coffee. Or we bring some of the producers to, there's a project called He for She, and we bring them to the Tech, and they give a lecture to the students so that the students can know them face to face.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and your wisdom and your passion. It really is a pleasure to meet you. And I have to say, I'm just craving coffee and pastries right now.
You are going to love the coffee.
I'm on my way to see you in that truck as soon as I can.
Oh, I can send you whatever you want. The chocolate, so good also.
Oh, no. Okay.
Ileana, thank you.
Thank you very
hope to see you again soon.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I'll leave you with Arturo. Arturo has many projects he has to share with you. Thank you very much.
Do you want to introduce Arturo?
I can introduce him. He's one of the brightest. He's one of the brightest teachers at the Tech. He has done so many things with robotics, and his office. He's got 2 offices. I think that he has more. And they are full of toys, computers and robots, and we used to stay up late with the robots, with the students, and creating all these technological implements. So I'm leaving you with one of the best teachers ever, with Arturo.
Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias. Thank you, Lana.
Thank you.
Muy bien, Liliana.